Hey, it's Joey Balladonna here from Anthrax, and this is SAGAS.
Well,
Look, this is a big one.
I didn't break out and join the podcast today.
It is now time for Devil's Advocate. Same time, same place, awesome. What's going on, everybody? This is Corbin, the Serpentine Skipwith.
And this is Ren, the Berserker Maribel. And this is
SAGAS.
Here, Sagas.
And we are here with very special guest today, Bobby Legaspi. I hope I said your last name right, from Basalt Shrine.
Yep.
How's it going?
Thanks for having me. Yep. Everything's doing great here. Thank you.
No, it's our pleasure. So today, for those who don't know, we'll be talking about the album or the EP album from Fiery Tongues. So first thing I want to ask about this album, can you please explain to us the intro track? Because the intro, Thoughts Like Blood, that is such a mesmerizing track. It caught me right off it caught my attention as soon as I heard it. It keeps catching my attention every repeat, and I want to know more about it. So in detail, how did that song come about, and why was it chosen as your intro?
Yeah, actually that was an afterthought. We had the other songs already recorded and done. Then I think it was Nal, our drummer, who had the idea to have me make like a cinematic type of track to start as an intro for the album. So I was the one who made that track actually. So I'm a big fan of film music. So I think that informed that track very much. So I think mostly what I did, all of the sounds there were made by guitar. So I had an EBO on that, a slew of effects. Then I think I added some choir, and I think it's very subtle. You won't be able to hear it actually. It's just in the background. Then I think a few more instruments like a tuba, and I think what else did I put there? Yeah, a taiko drum, which is like all of it is just subtle. So I just wanted to make a general feeling of dread, to like unsettle the listener. And I think it starts off really slow. Then at first, I think the track went on too long. I actually asked some of my band members whether it was too long or not. But I think we all agreed that it was long enough to put the listener in a trance, long enough so that when you take the track out, the second track will hit as hard as it would.
Yeah. Nice. I love it. Yeah, it definitely gives me this feeling of something that Godspeed You Black Emperor would make. It had me that same kind of vibe, and it was excellent. So shout out to you.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, I absolutely love it as well, brother. So that brings me on to you recorded this album remotely, correct?
Yeah,
cool.
We did this.
Tell us about the process, brother.
It was we'd made this album at the start of 2021. So here in the Philippines, we were very much in full lockdown. So prior to Basalt Shrine, I was playing in a band with Rally, who's our bassist in Surrogate Prey. So we didn't have any gigs. We can't rehearse. Studios were down. They were closed. So I was just looking for an outlet. Really, it's a good thing that before we went into lockdown, I had acquired some material or equipment, I should say, for recording. So I was all alone in the house. Then I was looking for some partners to collaborate with. So that's when I got into contact with Nal and Nel, who are brothers. So they live in one house. So they also have recording equipment. So we just ping pong a few ideas. And before, I guess, later 2021, we really got into composing already our sound. So some of the tracks actually we didn't have any intention of playing this live. So I personally I kept on putting layers on tracks, and now I guess I have a problem trying to recreate that in a live setting. So I have to work on that. But basically,
Yeah,
that was
cool.
this was brought about by the pandemic. You know.
Class. Yeah, I can relate to you on that one. I'm a musician myself, so when
Yeah.
lockdown happened, you know, it not getting gigging and stuff like that, it was a terrible shock to the system. But I was the same. My
Exactly.
missus threw me into a studio and just said, "Stay in there and record away." So
Yeah.
yeah, I love hearing somebody else's experience of that time and creating something really badass. Like it's
Yeah.
incredible. I just want to skip right ahead because you were talking about guitars or you know recording stuff there,
Yeah. Yeah.
and your guitar tone. It's funny that you said it was layered. It's absolutely humongous, you know. And as a guitar player, I'm
Thanks.
just
Thanks.
real curious about what kind of gear you use for the guitar tracks.
Well, believe it or not, I used orange micro dark. You know about those 20-watt
Yeah, right.
small
Yeah, yeah.
lunchbox
I
amps.
have
That's what I
I
used.
have the other one here.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, so I used the micro dark one and that a Laney two
Nice.
by 12 cabinet. So I mic'd it up with an SM57. Then I think I used a Russian Big Muff and I think a super overdrive on this recording. But really, the guitar tone, I have to give credit to Nel. He's our guitarist slash producer. He was the one who basically when we recorded this remotely, I basically threw all my guitar tracks at him. Then he just mixed it, added his own. Then Rally did the vocals, threw it at him. Then he just made the mix, and he just made it really sound huge, which really surprised me too.
Class. Good stuff, brother. Yeah.
Nice.
Forbes.
So after listening to this album, I want to know what inspired the actual musical influence, because to me it sounds very Doom inspired, like the subgenre Doom, very sludgy, very slow,
Yep.
methodical, and you know, as you pointed out at the start, very dreadful. What was the intention behind that?
Well, all of us in the band were very heavily influenced by bands like Neurosis, Yob, Sumac. Um, it was actually just our attempt at trying to climb that mountain, you know, because those are really like the masters of what they do. So it's just really our attempt of trying to pay tribute or pay homage to them. And plus, I think the edge that we have, I guess, compared to other bands is that we really lean on our I guess post metal leanings, especially when it comes to like the soundscapes, since we are influenced by film score a lot of the time. So I guess that's apparent also in the tracks.
Yeah. No, you guys do sound absolutely larger than life. And, you know, I still remember when this album was sent to me, asking for a review. I didn't know what to expect. And then after finishing the album, I was like, holy fuck, what an experience. This felt like, as you said, like a score, like something you'd see or hear, sorry, in an apocalyptic movie. So again, well done to you guys. You guys nailed it perfectly.
Thanks, man. I mean, just to add to that film score vibe, if the last song, the Barren Aftermath, when we made that song, if you notice on the last part, there were trumpets. There were trumpets in there just to like try to get that spaghetti western vibe of like walking away after a fight. That was like the intention there.
It's badass. It's so cool. You know, talking about the film score and the fact that the tracks are big, huge, you know, otherworldly almost, you'd say. And that goes even as far as the artwork. Somebody in the band made the artwork, did they?
Yeah, that was Nal. He's the drummer, and he's actually the one responsible for the marketing on this one. And he really did a good job. I mean, distributing or making this thing heard by a lot of people. So credit. That's to his credit, really.
Amazing. Yeah, you are doing amazing work. You know, having it distributed from different labels all over the world. It's an absolute testament to your work ethic and the way you are approaching this. But the artwork is absolutely beautiful. Like we always talk about artwork on the show here and how important it is. It kind of sets
it
the
is.
tone for the whole. You know yourself. It sets the whole tone for the album. So you've done an incredible job on that one. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
I might have to hit him up for some some work.
Yeah, sure. He'd
Class.
like that. I think
Yeah,
the image
awesome, brother.
the thing is, we all agree on a certain aesthetic. I think that's part of the chemistry, especially on the visual side. We try to stay away from, because our background, especially me and Raleigh, who are in the same band before this, we're informed by like the death metal, brutal death metal music. So that imagery is something that is quite common. It's a common thing that we see, the gore and stuff like that. So that's something we actively try to avoid, because it doesn't really represent the music. We try to lean more on like occult or really psychedelic abstract imagery. So that's I think Nell really hit it on the nail on that one. You got that.
Awesome work. Yeah. I see it was mixed and mastered in Sound Carpentry Studios.
Yeah.
Is that a studio near you, or?
That's the studio of the two brothers. That's the studio
Cool,
they have
cool.
at home. Yeah.
Excellent. So you're all set up.
Yeah.
Nice. What's the music scene like now locally? Has the pandemic eased off for you to get back on playing shows, or?
Yeah. Actually, recently, I think a month and a half ago, things have been in full swing. So gigs everywhere. Although the count is going up again, but hopefully it doesn't really affect the lockdown. I don't think it will, but everything's going full on now. Every week there are gigs. Yeah.
Good stuff. I'm glad to hear it, because we went through the same awful struggle, and it's eased off quite a bit, but shows are still not 100%. It's still a little bit kind of, it's sometimes you might hear shows getting cancelled still, and like even I had COVID myself a month ago, and it knocked me out, like, so it's still there, but we're living the good fight, brother. We're gonna get through it.
Yeah.
Get back to full swing of rocking.
Yeah, I think we are getting through this. So hopefully, I think COVID will just become like the normal flu. We'll live with it.
That's it, brother. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, son.
All right. So I'm curious, because obviously there's 5 tracks here. What inspired the length of the tracks? Because besides the intro, which is 5 minutes, the rest of them are well over 6 minutes in length. One of them being 10 minutes and 51 seconds. So why the extraordinary length?
I think it has something to do with our affinity for saturation. Saturation of sound. I think if you compare it to the contrast of like grindcore or like power violence, they get their hit from the quickness, and the opposite can be true for like people like us who enjoy this kind of music. It's like the drawn out sound, letting sound breathe, letting it take over and take a meditative effect on the listener. I think that's what really informed us. So it wasn't really a conscious effort for us to lengthen the tracks. I think naturally it was we just want this section to be a lot longer, or like we feel that if we did another bar or another turnaround, like that would have a more effect on the listener, give a more trance-like effect. So that was actually what led us to building longer songs.
Yeah. Do you think going forward, whenever it is that you guys decide to release your next EP or your next full album, do you guys think that you're gonna stick with this sound and push it further, or try something new? Or
I think we're gonna try something new because we had just started to jam together like 2 weeks ago, I think, or 3 weeks ago. So definitely there's chemistry there in a live jam setting that would definitely spark something new. So unlike this one where we had remote, kind of like remote jamming, because we would ping pong some of the riffs. I'll send a riff, then they'll send me another riff. So we try to stitch it from there. But I think the next release will be maybe a lot more natural, I guess, because we'd be jamming this. We'll be jamming the next few songs compared to what we've done here.
yeah, and so I forget, how long have you guys been a band together for?
Oh, it was only 2021. Yeah.
And see,
but we've known each other for a long time. We've been active in the music scene, so we've been playing music here in the Philippines for quite some time already. So it was like when the pandemic hit, we knew each other already, so we gravitated towards each other. We knew each other's tastes. There wasn't really that much of a discussion how we wanted the sound because we already knew what we wanted when we got together. So that kind of accelerated the things.
Yeah, it's still like, see, just everything I hear about you guys as a band and how this album came out, it's just, it really is unlike most things you hear on Bandcamp, most things you hear by a, dare I say, underground indie band, because this is this is an effort you'd expect from a mainstream, but like a large band, like a large, well-known band. So for you guys to pull off that same larger than life aesthetic, it's truly a credit to your guys' talent and your guys', I guess, chemistry as a band together.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks.
That's what we were saying just before you came on, Bobby. We were like, yeah, I mean, these boys are only starting, this side of their career with this band. But the talent is so apparent. It's so obvious. And you can tell by the reviews. You've had incredible reviews all over the world. Just people just like, this is something special. Like Corbin said, it's like something you would expect from the big league guys, and it's an absolute testament. It's a triumphant piece of work, from the artwork to the arrangements to all of the instrumentation. Like you boys, it's perfect. And as we love talking about guitar work and the drums and the bass on the show as well. And everything was just crisp and just the right amount. When you talk about letting the songs breathe and draw out.
Yeah.
That we love an L drone, myself and Corbin. We love a big massive chords droning out. And sometimes it can be overdone and sometimes it can be underdone. But I think this is just perfect. It's this porridge is just right.
Yeah. We're really overwhelmed with the reception on this one, because when we made this, when we released this, we've been listening to this for like a month or so. So we've been enjoying this before anybody else. So when we made this, we already thought that we have something special here, I think. So we were quite excited to release it. And we were actually thinking about, why don't we release a single or like a short teaser, but decided against it because delayed gratification. We wanted to hit hard with the album. So by the time it came out, we were actually really overwhelmed with the reception.
It's incredible. Great approach. Like really, really cool. I'll just be interested. You're rehearsing now together. I find this myself, but have you a song that has just become your favorite since you started playing it live with the band?
I think the most fun to play is Adorned, which is the third track, because that one hits hard. And for me, the hardest would probably be In the Dirt's Embrace, probably because, like I said earlier, I place my guitar parts here, not really with the intention of playing it live. So when I had to replicate it on a live setting, there are a lot of kind of like tap dancing on the pedal board and trying to get the timing right with the vocals and stuff.
Nice. And it's a what, nearly 11-minute long song, so it's like, you know, that would be tough going live too.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Happy days. It's, you know, I if we get a chance, we'll definitely come and see you play, because we'd love to see this live with your tap dancing and stuff.
If we ever get the chance to bring this abroad, we'll definitely take it.
Oh, that would be sick. That would be sick.
Yeah.
We'll definitely have a venue or something here for you if you want to come this way of the pond. Anyway, I'm in Ireland, so like, you know, it'd be handy to skip up to me.
Nice.
Cool. Corbs, man.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting because, like, you know, going back to the EP, you know, it's when you listen to it, like, as I keep saying this whole podcast, you listen to it with a good set of headphones, you know, in your own quiet place, and you can just, it takes you somewhere outerworldly. You close your eyes, you just feel like you're in a whole different place, and obviously, you know, that was your guys' intention. But I'm curious, did you guys have to shorten the playlist? Was there more than 5 tracks thought about for the EP, or was there always 5?
Not really a conscious decision, although we had the 3 songs, the ones in the Dirt, Adorned, and From Fiery Tongues. We felt we were actually good with those 3 tracks, but we wanted some bookends to open for them and end for them. So that's when the other 2 tracks got into the album. We wanted something to set the mood and the start, and something that will take us out, you know. So that was, but we still had a few we had material to work on, probably for the next album.
Yeah. I'm curious, what inspired the album title?
That was actually from one lyric of the title track, which is the lyrics were written by Raleigh, which is our bassist. Yeah, so I think it'll be the better one to answer that.
Yeah. Fair enough. Humble man.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. See, most people, I mean, I'm sure if I was a band member, like, I would be so narcissistic. Anyone asked me, I'd be like, yep, it was me. I did it all. Like, so kudos to you. That's at least you're honest.
Yeah, sick. Speaking about where titles came from, where did the band's name come from, actually?
That was from Nal, and
Right.
that was we were actually ping-ponging a few names, you know, but we were actually we felt that we were headed towards that, you know, because that name actually resonated with all of us, you know. We viewed our sound, or at least we wanted our sound to be as monolithic as it could be, and Basalt was like this ancient rock, I think, or then you have a shrine, then we're the ones worshipping something like that. We're the ones worshipping on the Basalt shrine. So that was like the idea. So we ran with it.
Yeah, it's so cool. I mean, it does. It gives that monolithic, big, you know, epic title, you know, and it again, it adds to everything: the aesthetic, the visuals, the sounds, everything. It's just a lovely package. And even your the way it's presented in physical form, you know, you've got the CDs and vinyl. It's really nice packages. Like, you know, it's even just nice to have, you know, like, you know, aside from the amazing music, it's just it'd be a nice gift for somebody that loves this sort of music.
That is something very important to us, you know, especially in this day and age where digital is king. It has its place, but surely it's nice to give a physical body to a piece of art, you know, piece of music, something physical you can hold. Yeah,
it's a lost. We always say this as well, that it's a little lost on this generation a little bit, which is a shame. But, you know, it was nice to see records come back, and it kind of resurged, and it was a resurgence of like the physical copies and stuff. So I'm so happy to see bands really still like putting, because you know, you put your blood, sweat, and tears into a record, and you want it to come out, and you know, to have it, you know,
you want to touch
like,
it.
this is my baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So fair play. No, absolutely brilliant. So, have you any plans now coming up, or what gear are you in now coming up to the end of the year?
What's that? Oh,
have you
plans?
For the end of the year, any plans?
We're gonna launch the album here locally when we get the materials, and probably gonna write the next album because we have the material. Yeah, we're gonna work on that.
Awesome. Well, I for one, I'm super excited for that. I'll be anticipating that release.
Yeah. Thank you, man.
I can't imagine. You know, all I'm seeing in my head is you know, imagining giving this album as a gift to someone physically. Oh, here's a gift. I hope you feel dreadful.
Yeah, that's the intended purpose.
Like the present. So is it possible that you might be able to give us a bit of a sneak peek as to what maybe the genre or the album name for the next project might be?
No, I don't think we have to form that first. But what I can say about the new album is definitely we're gonna make it a lot more grander in terms of like the cinematic scale. We can make it a lot more dreadful. You know, that's the goal basically.
Wow,
that's Corbin always trying to get the exclusive, man.
Yeah, I tried.
Nice try, brother.
Nice. Well, all right. So the one question I want to ask you towards the end of this is, if you were stuck on a desert island with nothing but one album to listen to for your entire life, what would it be?
Damn, that's a hard one. Well, off the top of my head, maybe Sleep's Dope Smoker, because it's one long meditative piece of music, so it will probably shorten my days. Probably that one.
I love it. So unless Ren has anything else to add?
No, I was just going to ask you more about. Well, I was actually going to spin off his one. I was going to ask you if you could only listen to one track off this album on a desert island. What would it be?
I think on a desert island, I think the song that would sound appropriate to that would be The Barren Aftermath, the last track.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
I think that would be the most appropriate one.
Excellent. Yeah, cool. That's just a bit of fun. I just thought, you know, if I was stuck on a desert island, I think that would be a pretty good one. I think it would get you through the day. Nice, brother. Well, all I can say is it's a amazing album. You've done amazing work. You should be very, very proud of this. We're going to be shouting out its praises to as many people as we can. Cannot wait for the next album. Cannot wait to see what you boys get up to. And it's an absolute pleasure to meet you and get to speak about it.
It's a great pleasure for me also. Thank you very much, man.
So before we close off, as I think I did mention on text, you get to choose the album we review next week. So have you thought of one?
Is it any album?
Anything with a band?
Yeah. I think wait. How about Sumax The Deal? Have you guys check that one? Check that one out.
All right. So how do I spell it?
Sumac, SUMAC. Then the album title is The Deal.
All right. Cool.
Right now.
I will.
Let me. I have a CD here. I think. There's the one.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, cool. Yeah.
Off the top of my head, man.
All right. Well, that will be next week. Again, thank you for joining us. Thank you for the band for
you guys
for releasing such an album. And we will definitely be talking regularly on social media.
Yeah, sure. Nice meeting you guys.
Yeah, you too.
You too.
Have a good one.
All the best and everything.